If you want to address the livelihood issues and the natural resource management concepts, then we need to re-establish the linkages. That is very, very important. See, the beans and geels are similar to the Pokale fields in Kerala. We need to understand that. Where there is a lot of natural resource in terms of fauna and flora, enters into the beans, geels, and then there is a screen or a barricade which they put up and then they close it and use it for the production during the rest of the season. So nowadays people are going for a pen culture of the seed rearing, and then some fish is produced also within the pen. That apart, I think, if you go to the northeastern part again, small water bodies dominate. If you go to Bengal, I think it is only the smaller, the backyard ponds and tanks what they have is more important than what we have here as big dams or big reservoirs and things like that. That means here again it is non-selective stocking, non-selective harvesting, and finally they get something because they are ready and they are happy with whatever they get, and they will be very happy to get fish every day. That is always their concern. So this is what I think we need to clearly address. Probably it is not that simple in Bengal because they are the teachers of the entire country as far as aquaculture is concerned. But their methods, their scientific innovations and all that have to be properly addressed to them. See that something good is happening. Go to the northeast, up further again, all the eastern north, the 98 states of the northeast. There also again, one of this aquaculture is very, very important. They are also ready to eat or anything which is given as fish. And every the state there, they have a lot of water resources. So and not that they want this common carp or the Indian major carp and things like that. They want their local species to be propagated and grown. What is that we have done? These are some of the concerns. In fact, I would say here, CIFA claims at least about 10 or 12 species we have cultured. The technology is there for culture and all that. But if you ask them critical questions like the management issues with regard to the feed, the quantity of feed, the stocking density, and things like that, they will give the experimental protocols, not the thing that is to be taken to the farming community. So these are some of the things. I think we have been trying to understand all these things, and there is already a great awareness amongst all of us what we should do, how we should do, and things like that. But we are not able to come out and say, this is the technology we want to take to the farmers. And nobody is, I would say, even today, maybe even including me, we are not that greatly confident to say that, yes, you do this, you get this. Which I think is the underlying factor why this gap exists as far as the yield is concerned. And of course, a lot of development has taken place with regard to Benami. In fact, earlier, Monodon was there with us, and there was a huge problem in 90s. And then finally we were forced to close down all the Monodon farms. And Dr. Vijay Anand knows it, the whole history, because he worked right from that time there, and even today he is working. Finally, I think we have come up with a species, Benami, Septopelius benami, which is again not our species, and now we claim that it is our species. And of course, the production levels are high. The average production is around 8 to 10 tons. There are cases where they have taken about 20-22 tons and all that. But what does it especially impact on the environment is the issue. Because we are happy as far as we get a good production. Once there is a problem, I would say again here, there is already a virus problem with Benami also. Even at the time of stocking itself, the whole stock gets vanished. And they have to go for restocking, re-preparation, restocking and things like that. Even in the production process itself, many people have harvested even at the end of 30 or 40 days. After 40 days, there is no issue at all. And after 40-45 days, Benami also you see a lot of these problems. And they go for, I would say, multiple, heavy stocking and multiple harvesting, one technology. And multiple stocking, multiple harvesting as well. This is another thing, which I think, is not standardized, but people do practice. And the productivity levels are very high. In fact, shrimp production in India was hardly, it had come down to say 10 or 12,000 tons because of the Benami, the Monodon disease problem. And now it has again gone up to something like about 5 lakh tons, more than 5 lakh tons. So this is what I would say is happening as far as aquaculture technologies are concerned. And another important species for which I am also a party is the Fungaceous, which was brought into the country. It was only because we are not the people we advocated it. It was already there, and Vijay Anand also made a big appeal. He said, see, you have nothing to do other than accepting. So happened, Andhra Pradesh were leading, and the production went up to 7 lakh tons. And that time we can't do the rice. I would say a single species contributing to 7 lakh tons was not a small thing. And so happened, I think maybe he is more responsible than me for the number of feed mills which came up there. And the feed-based aquaculture system, I would say in India, was established because of fungations. And of course later on again we thought, since it is doing well, and why not we have the tilapia also. We thought that we will bring in the Nile tilapia, for which also guidelines are being established. And I would say here again, these are very good species, no doubt about it. Let us not abuse them. Let us use them properly. Let us use the technology properly, so that instead of having the present production of 3 tons per hectare, let us go to 10 tons per hectare or 5 tons per hectare. That itself is a big gem for all of us. So if we can achieve a production of 5 tons, against 3 tons per day, our production almost will double. You know that by this year we were supposed to be at 10 million ton production. Last year itself, we are still, I would say, around lingering around 9.5. We claim, but one thing we need to keep in mind is that. So these production figures are also, I would say, maybe a guesstimates. Now we are not document to say that this is our resource what we have. This is our production we get from different resources and things like that. We in Delhi sit and try to say that this is the area, it's there. The average productivity is so much, and you calculate, compute, and finally say this is what is the production we are achieving. Maybe the case is true even with agriculture and all that, but they are more closer to the reality. Here, the guesstimates sometimes are erroneous. They may be leading to us for an underestimation of the whole production process, or sometimes they may even get into overestimation. But I would say here, India is one where there are huge and diverse resources which are not properly addressed, but are being addressed by farmers knowingly and unknowingly, and production and productivity is already going on, which are not documented. That means we are most probably, I would say, I wish all of you accept, you will be very happy to accept right now, that we are underestimating our production. It should be, now itself it should be around 10 or 12 million tons, but officially we are quoting around 9.4 or 9.5 million tons. So these are some of the issues. Maybe by 2020, we wish to reach something like 30 million tons according to the official figures. It is not difficult because inland aquaculture is one which is a major contributor. Today, inland aquaculture coupled with the fisheries production, inland fisheries production, accounting to more than 60% of the total production. Marine resources, yes, we do have a lot of potential, but whatever we do, because already we have intensified in our approach, and that is the reason it is lingering around say 3.5 million tons. If we achieve 3.5 million tons, that itself is a great achievement. And the only alternative for the marine ecosystem is that we need to address issues related to the mariculture. So mariculture is one which is new for all of us. There are a lot of constraints here. Maybe NRDP was a partner in establishing some of the cages across the whole country. In fact, we in collaboration with CMFRI supported more than about 1.5 crore rupees for establishing 14 cages in different ports of the country. And out of which about 8 or 10 proved to be very good. But now what is that we are supposed to do next? In fact, Karwar has been regarded as the best post for, I would say, cage culture in the whole country. So, because the Norwegians are certified and even our people, CMFRI people also have trained a lot of these the cage culture demonstrations and all that, it is found to be very good. So that means we need to do something here. What is that something? Is the coastal water policies. Use of coastal water use policies. And nobody is empowered to go and establish a cage in the coastal areas, unless otherwise you are in the cooperative, a fisherman cooperative or a federation. So that means we don't have rights. Unlike in other parts of, especially Norway if you take, we don't have any rights on the coastal waters. Or we cannot claim or put up an application that they should be given so much of area because there is no problem. I think these are few more things which are adding to, I will say, our enhancement of production as far as the productivity and the production is concerned. Friends, I think maybe here and there. In fact, I would say cage culture with sea bass was found to be very good. 3.5 tons of cage I think in a cage of say about 4 meter dia, was achieved by CMFRA, and in fact it was in Balasore in Orissa coast, where I was also a party to that because harvesting I also attended. And after that, I think in Karwar coast also they have achieved a good success. And only thing now is that they are trying to address issues related to the species. And basically sea bass is one, where seed production I would say we have, though perfected, we are not commercialized. And nobody is coming forward for this because the demand is still in the drop box. And unless the private participation comes in large number, probably I think this is not going to take off. And they have tried even I would say the lobsters. Again, lobster seed is a problem. We do not know the life cycle of lobster, or we have not perfected or domesticated the life cycle. So that being the case, can we depend forever on the natural seed collection is the issue. So we need to address some of these issues also again, and that will definitely help us in the enhancement of our production. And friends, I think without taking much of your time, we are, I would say, in a place where we have a lot of challenges ahead, and we have a lot of opportunities as well. But only thing, we need to rise to the occasion and try to address some of these issues very critically, and come up as a scientist, or I would say as an entrepreneur, who can really say that this is the technology which is useful and which can be propagated. Unless we do this, probably this issue of addressing the yield gaps will be only on the paper. We will not be able to address in reality, and that's where I think we need to make a difference. All of us being the professionals in fisheries, it is our concern, and I would again reiterate here, we fail here, that means the whole country fails in fisheries, and we become the most useless lot in the whole country. That also we should keep in mind. It is not that government has given me a job, and for some of you, but all the same, what is that we are doing for the country and to my place and to my state is the thing which I think we need to really address. With this, I think I have taken a lot of your time. Probably these are my heartfelt, I would say, concerns. I thought I should share with all of you. There are many more issues. Since the whole thing comes to my memory, it is just not because I have made a PowerPoint presentation and all that. I have traveled across the whole country, seen personally what is happening. That's where I think that exercise, the experience brings in so much of ideas and thinking, especially to share with all of you. Anyway, with due respects to all my teachers here, and also all my friends, I wish to conclude my speech. Thank you very much for your kind and patient hearing. Thank you.
ಮೀನುಗಾರಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಾತ್ರವೇನು ಎಂದು ತಿಳಿಸಿಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀ ವಾಸುದೇವಪ್ಪ ಇವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. I now request Dr. Bhaskaran Manimaran, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Nagapattinam, to kindly release Conference Sovereign. The editorial team, Dr. K. Shankar, Dr. Shivkumar Magala, Dr. N. Venugopal, Mr. Ravi Kumar PT, Mr. Vijay Kumar M.E., Mr. Harsha Nair, Mr. Jitendra Kumar, Ms. Naina P. and Dr. Rajchandra Nair. Please give them a huge round of applause. I request Dr. Bhaskaran Manimaran to kindly address the gathering.